All right, let's look at place values, and let's go back to basics. So we've got hundreds, tens, and units. And if I write the number 2, 4, 7 in here, we would read this as 247. Or this would be 35. Very, very straightforward. Now if we go up, we have thousands, tens of thousands, and hundreds of thousands. Now if I fill this in, so let's do 5, 8, 9, and I would put a comma in here. It just makes it easier to read. I've got 500,000, 80,000, and 9,000. And I would read this number here as 589,247. Now some people have difficulty reading numbers. You could put them in blocks and do this. I can have 1,000 block, and then my 100 tens and units. And above the 1,000 block, I'm also going to have 100 tens and units, but this time in thousands. So if I put this number in here, then I would read this the same way as I would read that. I would say 589,247. And we can carry this up to the millions and put hundreds, tens, and units above the millions. And let's do 1, 3, 6. And again, I'll put a comma in here. It makes it easier to read. So this whole number here, I would read as 136,589,247. Very, very straightforward. Now, a typical exam question would be something like this. What is the value of the digit 8? So 8 is here, and then you would simply write 80,000. Or you could take it from here, 80,000. Now let's do another one. What is the value of the digit 5? So again, 5 is in here, so it's 500,000. Or from here, 500,000. So that's getting bigger from the units. Now let's look at when we get smaller. So again, I've got my hundreds, tens, and units. And if I keep going, I then get 1/10. A tenth of a tenth is 100. A tenth of 100 is 1,000. If I get a number like this, 3.571, I would read this number as 3.571. So the value of the 5 is 5/10. The value of the 7 is 7/100. And the value of the 1 is 1,000th. So very, very straightforward. So if I have a number like this, I would read that as, and I can put my headings in very quickly. And I would read this number as 3,256,047.03. Okay, there are loads and loads of interactive practice questions and examples on effectiveeducation.online. The link is below. All right, last thing I'm doing, this is a typical exam type question where it will say write down these numbers in order, largest first. It will give you a list of fractions. So I've got 0.25, 0.234, 0.037, 0.3 and 0.04. So the first thing I would do is write them down vertically. So I've got 0.25, 0.234, 0.037, 0.3 and 0.04. So I would then add some zeros into the mix. So I'd have 0.040, 0.300 and 0.250. All of the numbers start with 0 point, so I can ignore this, and then I can look at this block of numbers here. The biggest number in here is 300, so 0.3 is the biggest number. Score it out. The next biggest number, I've got 250, so 0.25 is the next biggest number. Then I've got 234 is the next biggest. And I've got a 40 and a 37, so 0.04 and 0.037. This is how I would practically work this on an exam. It is easy peasy. Let's take another one, 0.5, 0.47, 0.053, 0.409, and 0.52. Again, I would add zeros into the mix, and then I would compare this block of numbers here. So I've got 520 as the biggest, so 0.52 is the biggest. Then I've got 500 as next biggest, so 0.5. Then 470, so 0.47, and then 409, so 0.409. And then finally 0.053. All right, there are loads and loads of interactive practice questions and examples on effectiveeducation.online. The link is below. Thank you.